Welcome. This is live. This is Sports Extravaganza here on TV 47. My name is Tony Kwalanda. We are live on this particular platform. Also, we are live on our sister station, Radio 47. If you're in Nairobi, it's 103.0 FM. So both on television as well as on radio. Also on our website, we are live on TV 47 Digital. We are also live. We are also streaming this particular program live on YouTube. We are literally live everywhere. Thank you for making time for the next 30 or so minutes. It's great to have you. And as I told you earlier, of course, on our social media platforms, this is extra big. This is extra show. Of course, I have extra dignitaries who've made time on this lovely show. I'll just introduce them right now. Remember, you can always have a conversation on this show. You can call us, you can tweet us or X us for those who are still in the new era. You can also talk to us on Facebook. You can go to WhatsApp as well. We have numbers we'll be scrolling down on our tags on your screen. You'll be able to see that. However, I'm honored this particular afternoon to have the who is who in the country when it comes to the European Union. First of all, let me of course introduce Her Excellency Henrietta Geiger, who is the European Union Ambassador to Kenya. Welcome. She's here, of course, with a very special tournament for you, wherever you are. Also, ladies first, because it's the International Women's Month. Representing Honorable CS for Sports, Creative Economy and Youth Affairs, Honorable Ababu Namwamba, who is away on official duty. In studio here to represent him is Honorable Pauline Shegu, who is the Communication Director at the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Karibu sana. It's good to have you. Also, we have two great gentlemen. I will start, of course, with His Excellency Sebastian Groth, who is the Ambassador of Germany to Kenya. And he has great news for those who love watching Euro, especially those who support Italy like me, who are the champions. Also, we have His Excellency Arnold Suke, depending on which school you went to in Kenya. He is the Ambassador of France to Kenya. And definitely, you are aware the Paris Olympics will be happening this year, and is here to share some lovely news for Team Kenya. Team Kenya will be well taken care of. So definitely, the athletes who are training in Iten from France, be very afraid coming to pick all those medals. But of course, thank you very much, Your Excellencies and Honorable, for making time to this show. And we are here, they are here because of one big tournament, the first of its own kind, known as the Europe Day Kenya Football Tournament. It is for boys and girls in Kenya aged between 15 to 18 years. That's where the talent is nurtured. And that's why we have the French and the Germans and the European Union. The 27 states are represented here. Of course, they're coming to scout for talent. In Marsabit, in Kilifi, in Homa Bay, in Nairobi, and it will be expanded in future to other counties in Kenya. This tournament is big. It is starting on the 23rd of this month in Marsabit. And of course, you need to be aware and know exactly what's going to happen. And of course, they have great prizes for you. You have seen, of course, footballs here. I have merchandise for you to win. Now, I have footballs, brand new footballs from mark this, the European Union delegation to Kenya. They are just not any kind of footballs. They will be signed for you as a souvenir and something you can keep and remember. And this is the question of the day. It's the easiest question of the day because I'll give you merchandise, I'll give you lovely. I'm telling you, this is straight from abroad. Yeah, sorry about that. Straight from abroad, a lovely jersey for you, marked clearly, and it will be signed for you. However, before you get this, I want you to answer this very simple question. We are asking you, this is the question. It's so simple. You never get this kind of simple question anywhere else in this world. Only here on Sports Extravaganza, we're asking you this: where will the Euro 2024 competition be held? I'll start again. Where will the Euro 2024 competition be held? Where will the Euro 2024 competition be held? You know, of course, how we do it. You can, of course, call us in live. Go to WhatsApp and send in as many times you can. Tell us your name, where you're watching this particular show from. Start with the name Extravaganza. And also, send us a short clip on WhatsApp and give us an answer and tell us the reason why you need this beautiful merchandise. That's how we do it here on Sports Extravaganza every Saturday, 4 to 7. Thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies, for this. But get into it straight. Your Excellency, Ambassador for the European Union delegation to Kenya, Henrietta, why this football tournament and why this year?
Thank you very much, Tony. So we thought, what can we do to work with the youth of Kenya and to benefit the youth of Kenya? So last year, we celebrated Europe Day at the University of Nairobi with a big concert of Octopiso, and we did study in Europe fairs and to really engage with young people and to do something for the young people. You have so many young and talented people here in Kenya, and we wanted to reach out to them and celebrate with them the Day of Europe, which is our national day. So why this year? So we looked at the calendar and we saw the Euro Cup this year, and we saw the Olympics, and we thought, rather than music, let's do sports this year. And we got so many enthusiastic responses from Kenyans that we feel that if this takes off, we'll do it every year.
Wow. You just heard that. They'll do it every year here in Kenya. It's very special because remember, about 27 member states in the European Union, and she's here representing that delegation in Kenya as the ambassador. And we just heard from her that we'll be having it, God willing, in the future, every year celebrating this particular tournament across the different countries in Kenya. I'll bring in the Ministry of Sports representative, Honorable Pauline Shegu, who is representing the CS for Sports Ababu Namwamba, who is away on for official duty. Pauline, you've heard, of course, from Her Excellency about this particular tournament. How does Kenya stand to benefit from this kind of initiatives straight to the grassroots? And you can hear they're doing it, you know, in Marsabit, in Kilifi, in Homa Bay, in Nairobi.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Yes.
And thanks so much for this opportunity.
Karibu.
Giving Ministry of Sports an opportunity to sit here with the ambassadors on this special and very good initiative, being in charge of youth affairs, just like what the ambassador has said, Ambassador Henriette, touching on the youths. When you talk about youths, it touches our ministry. And we are very passionate about youths, yes. Matter sports, yes. Not only sports, even creatives. Yes. So it is very significant for our country. And the partnership we've had with the European Union and this big tournament coming up, we are not reinventing the wheel. The grassroots initiative started last year when we launched the Talanta Hela program, where we went down to the grassroots to look for these talents, to nurture, to support these talents. So we are super excited working closely with the European Union in this tournament and to make it successful. And as a ministry, sitting here on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary, he is very passionate about it because it's something that it's an ongoing activity which we started last year. Now the European Union has picked it to make sure we promote sports, especially football, because Talanta Hela we started with football. And we'll work very closely with the European Union to make it a success. And we are excited it's being held in Kenya and also tapping on these talents down Mashinani, where like Marsabit County. We had the team from Marsabit, the under 15 up to under 19. So it is good. It's a good initiative for us as a ministry that the activity is ongoing. It's something that it's not something that we started last year and stopped. Yes. We are continuing with the European Union to make sure these young talents are nurtured, identified, scouting, and now moving to the next level. So we are together with the European Union to make sure the event is successful. And thanks so much, our ambassadors, for partnering with the Ministry of Sports and government as a whole to make sure these sports and these young talents are nurtured and moving to the next level. We really appreciate that opportunity.
Oh, indeed. Thank you very much. And of course, on that, I'll bring in also Ambassador Sebastian. I know your team, Arsenal, is playing Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-final. The draw was done yesterday. I know it might not be your team you support, but you're lucky Bayern landed Arsenal and didn't land Real Madrid.
True.
And also Leverkusen also in the Europa League as well. They've qualified for the quarterfinals. They'll be taking on West Ham and English Premier League.
Tony, I fear you know more about German football than I do. So we shouldn't dig deeper into all this, you know.
You studied all yesterday.
No. I think it's a long history.
You can see my eye bags. But of course, Ambassador Sebastian, let me just bring into this, and also Ambassador Sohei, you can also share into this. Why did we, for this particular Europe Day, Kenya football, why we settled on football and not rugby, and not table tennis, and not snooker, and not athletics? Why football?
Well, football is a universal game, you know, and also rugby is played here and there, but I think football still has this unique position of even if you go up country, if you go to the coast, if you go to Masabit, in the evenings you always see the kids playing around, and I think as the representative of the ministry said, there's a lot of talent out there, and whenever you ask a young kid, what is your dream? It's about being a professional football player somewhere in Europe or in the big teams. So I think it's a wonderful initiative from the European Union. We fully support it. We want to outreach to the youth in Kenya, and I think it's a very big thing.
It did. And of course, Ambassador Sohei, France is very big in football. I remember back in the day, we used to have our own Denis Oliech, who played for Ajaccio and all those teams in France, came back very talented. He was one of our best strikers during his heydays. I'm sure in this tournament, of course, in the European Union, I hope you are bringing along some scouts or some people to watch our 15-year-olds and 18-year-olds in this Europe Day Kenya football tournament in Marsabit, in Kilifi, in Homa Bay. I saw you with a vest on a boat enjoying tilapia in Homa Bay. I hope you'll also take the scouts to Homa Bay and these other areas to scout for this talent that Kenya has.
No, definitely, and thank you for the invitation. I think you're right, and it has been said by the Ministry of Sports. You know, when you build sports, and you know, for a long time, actually, we were saying, you know, football is a game with 11 players, and at the end, Germany wins. And I'm quite happy now that we beat Germany a couple of times, and we have a vice world champion. But that said, if you want to reach to that level, you need to start from the grassroots, and I think here there's an expression you call mashinani.
Yes.
So you need to go really twende mashinani, kabisa. You know, that's where you will find the talent. And France has actually an experience because, you know, Kylian Mbappe, he also came from mashinani, you know, from some of the suburbs in France. And so together with the government of Kenya, we have signed an MOU, and we're developing some modular infrastructure. It's called the Agora. They have been of use actually during the African Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire, and it sort of offers space, a platform, an infrastructure for young people and young talent to express themselves. And I'm sure, you know, once you give a chance to those talents, and there's a lot of talents here in Kenya, you'll find people who will be roaming around.
Indeed, that's very true. Your Excellency, Geiger, there is Marsabit, there is this Kilifi and all that. Why specifically these counties? You have projects there. Of course, I'm reading you have certain other development projects you normally engage in those particular counties. But also, somebody whispered to me that you also want to make partnerships with the counties and the communities. But in depth, let me hear from you. Why these specific counties we are holding this tournament for now?
Yeah. First of all, we have programs and projects all over the country in all counties. So I don't want to bore you. I have a whole list of which projects we have in which county, but we are represented in all counties. But what is very important for the European Union is to support the devolution process in Kenya. That means to bring up the counties, to promote that services come to people and that counties can be uplifted. So we made sure that there are counties there that are not always the first ones to be served, like Marsabit or Homa Bay. So, but we also looked at the geographic distribution to have a county from the north, from the west, from the east, from the south. And ideally, of course, we would like to invite all the counties. But given the limited resources we had to make a choice. But for us, for the European Union, we want to powerfully pass that message that Kenya is not Nairobi only. So we want to go out and we want to make sure that things are happening on the ground. That's where the people are.
Indeed, that's true. That's where you are, and this tournament is very important to you because it is also tied to the bottom-up transformation agenda for the government of Kenya, where they start from bottom up. This tournament, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the Europe Day Kenya Football Tournament 2024. Will be, of course, in line with the celebrations of the European Union 27 member states on the 9th, every year on the 9th of May. The nations in Europe celebrate a Europe Day, and they have decided to celebrate this particular year's event in Kenya with a football tournament. So remember, if you are from Marsabit on the 23rd, you will see my big nose coming, of course, to speak about football and also to commentate on those and also give an opportunity to shine and be on our screens. Now, remember also, if you're joining us and you cannot watch us on TV, you can listen to us on Radio 47 right now, live, where my good friend Fred Arocho, Lucky Heriano, Ali Kauleni are on standby, of course, airing this live. Let me also get to Ambassador Sebastian. Let's get into Euro 2024.
Where will it happen?
It will happen in Germany.
Aye. Now we will have a lot of call-ins.
The Euro 2024 is big, you know. My team, Italy, are the defending champions. Germany definitely is, I love German football. Many Germans used to watch those particular highlights back when I was still a baby. I'm not very old, just a few years old. But however, the Euro 2024, what is in store for them? How are the preparations so far? And, you know, there's a fan somewhere who is watching this show, who will be participating in the European Union tournament, who is thinking, maybe when I see Sebastian, Ambassador Sebastian, can I get an opportunity to go and watch the Euro 2024 in Germany? Because you are here. You might want to tell you maybe if you have programs in that relation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tony. No, I think the preparations are in full swing. The Euro Championship will take place in Germany, and it will start on the 14th of June and run for 4.5 weeks up to the 14th of July, French National Day. So we have identified 10 stadiums all over Germany from north to south. So I think everything is up and running. There are some modifications or new nominations for the German team. So 2 days ago, the coach nominated 6 new players. And
give us those names.
Oh no. The only thing I know is that most of them come from not the big teams. It's not Dortmund or Bayern, it's more like Heidenheim, Hoffenheim and others. There's a comeback of Toni Kroos also, which made the headlines in the German news. And we have a new jersey, and the color made a lot of headlines because it's a sort of lila. It's a lot of lilac. Yeah. So it's a bit
Women's color.
A new color for the German team when they play not at home. So there's a lot of discussion. You also might know that let's say the last 6 to 12 to 18 months for the German team were not so successful. So that's why we are now looking very much forward to the Europe Championship in Germany to come back, and also to probably play with our French friends and show them how football works. You know, there will be a friendly match on the 23rd of March against France. So we will see. With regard to free tickets and free flights to Germany, I have to disappoint you. So I have nothing in my pockets. But we will check out if we make a public screening, probably at the residence or in partnership with the sports bar in Kenya. And if you come, Tony, you are invited to a good Tusker or Whitecap or whatever you prefer.
You've just heard from the ambassador. I'll be representing him in terms of who will be selected to go to Germany. Thank you for that opportunity. I am hired. But of course, thank you so much, Ambassador Sebastian. And just as you're mentioning about you hosting the Euro 2024, I'll bring in also the Ministry of Sports. We are working, they are working tirelessly to construct and renovate stadiums around the country. And of course, you've heard that the lessons, of course, the ministry will learn from, of course, Paris and as well as in Germany. The minister, Ababu Namwamba, Honorable, was in Mombasa yesterday evening to do a groundbreaking at Mbaraki Stadium. Of course, Shegu, the government, how far is it, of course, with stadiums, now that we have ambassadors who are already hosting tournaments left, right, center?
Thank you, Tony. Yes. You've seen that the ministry is really, we are not sleeping, because you know we are supposed to host the AFCON 2027, so we need to have our stadiums ready. Recently we just launched the Talanta Sports City. His Excellency the President did the groundbreaking to host, and the status is cool. The CS just visited the stadium, the ground on Monday to check on the progress, and I can assure you that we are ready to host any match, any international football. And these ones are just for the AFCONs, because they are earmarked for the AFCON hosting. And also Kasarani, which will also be our other stadium to host AFCON. The work is in progress. We are doing so well. And as we had promised Kenyans and the world that by next year, 2025, by end of next year, the stadiums will be ready. And Kenya is ready to host the international event, either football, either rugby, any other event. But for this one, we are ready to host the AFCON. Other stadiums are being prepared also. All the stadiums across the country, they are being prepared for other events, other tournaments. So we are looking forward to maybe in future to bring in German footballers and French to come and play in Kenya in our new stadiums. And we are ready for every activity. So the stadiums are ready, the work is in progress. All the counties, yesterday, yes, Waziri was in, the CS was in Mombasa for the groundbreaking for Mbaraki. It is also earmarked to host certain tournaments. And we just want to appreciate all the counties with the fields where we can have tournaments ongoing, not only in Nairobi for the AFCON, but other games. Indeed. Yes.
That's well done on that. Of course, we've been keeping tabs on those stadiums. Well done to Waziri. Sore, Your Excellency, I recently I was looking at your social media platforms, and well done on your Kiswahili. I was looking at how you tweet on Kiswahili, and you do quite a very good job. Well done on that. I'll come to Sebastian, of course, because I know it's your birthday month, so I'm not letting you off the hook.
You already have a gift?
Yeah, yes, of course I have.
Okay, good.
We come with gifts. We come bearing with gifts. But of course, for the Paris Olympics, you've seen, you're calling it Paris 24. Okay. Let me use Paris 24. Kenyan athletes, of course, are looking forward to be setting base in the city of Miramas. That's, of course, the same city that our very own athlete, Ferdinand Omanyala, set up a national record in the 60 meters indoor event meet there. What are the plans? Of course, the CS met with you, of course, with some of your colleagues and delegation in Miramas to sign a deal whereby Kenyans will be well taken care of. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm not calling you a horse, but about the preparation of how that deal will benefit our Kenyan athletes?
Asante Tony. Jambo la kwanza ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kupunguka mwanariadha mashuhuri barubaru marehemu Kelvin Kiptum. Michezo ya Olimpiki itaukosa umahiri wake. Lala salama.
Well done. No, well done. Well done. Impressive. Thank you.
Jambo la pili, Wanakenya wote wanakaribisha jiji la Paris, jiji la mapenzi, lakini sasa jiji la michezo, jiji la Olimpiki. So karibu.
Well done. You do an amazing job. Well done on that. But of course, as well, I know you'll be hosting over 10,000 athletes. I understand we have over about how many disciplines that will be taking place on there. How is France ready for all these human beings? Remember, 10,000 athletes are coming in delegations.
Yes.
With support staff and everything like that.
Let me tell you why perhaps those games are a bit different from the previous one. They will be the first game to be equal in terms of women and men participation. You mentioned 10,000 athletes. It will be 5,000 sport women, 5,000 sport men. Total equality. And I think that's what we're quite proud of. The second thing I think we'll try and we'll do it differently. It's in terms of sustainability and the impact of the environment of what we're doing. 95% of our sites are already there. We don't need to build. Only the Olympic Village will be totally newly built. And I think as we will follow also a Kenyan tradition, to compensate, we will plant more than 10,000 trees in the village.
Wow.
But to come back to your question on the MOU or the agreement we have between the city of Miramas, which is down south, very close to Marseille, and the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. So we have this agreement, and the city of Miramas is extending its best hospitality to the Kenyan athletes. You mentioned Omanyala doing his personal best on the 60 meters. I think if you ask, I think Waziri was there a couple of months ago. He checked. I think it's up to the best standard because I think Miramas has taken this initiative that athletics in Kenya is global excellence. So they want to provide the best of the best. And I can tell you, they're also taking an initiative because they love Kenya so much. They're going to open a Kenya house whereby they can display Kenyan culture, Kenyan food, Kenyan fashion. So it's going to be an incredibly experience. So Ugali. So come to Miramas if you happen to be in France at that time.
Indeed, true. And of course, Pauline, of course, as you mentioned, this is something, of course, you always encourage when you have big events. Kenyans go display. And of course, that's something very noble for them to do.
Sure. Proudly Kenyan. For Kenya to showcase their culture, its culture, and what we have for the other countries to see what Kenya has. Like, for example, this jersey I'm putting on, the Kenyan. So if we could get different categories of activities in terms of artistic, let's say fashion design, because just to give you a clue of what we are doing, we are preparing something nice for our athletes, Kenyan theme for the event, for the Olympics. So very soon we will unveil His Excellency, and also the Cabinet Secretary will unveil the Kenyan uniform, which we want to showcase down there at France during the Olympics. So, and also we've seen there's a lot of difference even in the opening ceremony where it will take place. Different things are going to happen down in France, and we appreciate the support France has given us, especially putting our athletes in the Miramas and also taking care of our athletes. We are so grateful for that, and we look forward to see a lot in France. He has called it the city of Mapenzi. So God willing, that time comes, we'll come and showcase what Kenya has. Yes. Indeed.
Your Excellency, Geiger, to your tournament, to the European Union delegation tournament, I'm saying to you as because you represent, you're the ambassador. The boys who participate in it and the girls who are participating in it, I know you're very strong in vouching for the lady. However, now you have boys. As much as they're playing in this tournament, what next for them? Because in Kenya, we just set up, it's a tradition, we set up a tournament, they play, finish, get prizes, go home. That's it. We forget about them. Then to next year, we do the same thing. But I'm sure you have a long-term plan for the boys and girls who participate in this event.
We're still developing that. There are certain ideas, and actually more than that. For example, our member state, Romania, they have offered to train the winning team with their national team in Romania, 14 days of camp in the national training camp, but we are still trying to get the flight tickets for it. So, apart from getting them to Europe, we are trying to get scouts in, and we have scouts coming for this. There's an Austrian Kenyan football academy called Akako. They have their base in Homa Bay, and they're doing this permanently. So they're training young people. The scouts are coming. They're looking for talent. So we will try to make this cooperation a permanent one. And of course, and also the GIZ, the German Development Program, they have a football project whereby they reach to the disadvantaged. So, but also for the girls. Girls have not been very visible here, and especially in sports and not in football. So the idea to have equal footing as France is doing in the Olympics for boys and girls first builds their self-confidence, then they play exactly under the same conditions, get exactly the same time and airtime and visibility. And I think it will also boost their confidence. And when other girls look at that, this is a role model. They say, oh, I can do this too. And I can go from there anywhere. So it's also about boosting self-confidence and show a way that that can lead and opens doors to other things. Yeah. And we were just last week upcountry on FGM, female genital mutilation. So many girls don't have a future and they cannot finish school. And if there's something that helps them through the critical years, they can build then their own careers and their own future. Indeed. You can see we have all the excellencies here who of course have development projects across this country that have come together, of course with the support of the government to ensure that you play football. As much as that, you also nurture talent. And this is very holistic because also parents will be involved because they'll bring their children there. Coaches are involved. Of course, they'll be coaching these particular people. Communities where these people come from. It's a holistic experience for the Europe Day Kenya Football Tournament starting on the 23rd in Marsabit. 4 days later, Ambassador Sebastian Groth will be having a beautiful ceremony. And I understand in 2023, Ambassador Groth, you bought a lovely couch like the one you're seated on, along Gong Road. Are we going to have the same feel of that particular sofa set, or you took it to Köln?
No. It's still in my house, of course, and it's beautiful. And greetings to Bernhard from Gong Road, who produced it for me and brought it to me. I just want to come back to a point that Henriette made about sports diplomacy in general, because I think it's so important. And it goes far beyond football. So what we're doing, for example, in the next few months is we bring a delegation from VfB Stuttgart, which is a Bundesliga team, to Kenya to advise and train also. And we will have a handover of handball sets, especially for women's teams, yes. So jerseys, goals, and balls. And we have a team from Alba Berlin, which is the best basketball team in Germany, for Train the Trainers seminar also in Kenya. And the last point I'd like to mention is the Sports for Development program that is run by GIZ. So we constructed 21 sports grounds all over Kenya, especially with a perspective also on gender participation. So it's not only for male sportsmen, but it's also for women. There's a close collaboration also with your ministry and with the Ministry for Education as well. So I think it's a very, very important foreign policy tool, also a public diplomacy tool. And I'm very happy that we all cooperate on this very closely.
Oh, well done. Of course, as you mentioned that Ambassador Sebastian, something you could to mind about Ambassador Sohe, about this Europe Day Football Kenya tournament. What are some of the goals? I know Ambassador Geiger was supposed to say that, but what are some of the goals that as a European Union delegation in Kenya you intend to achieve with this tournament that you're holding in Kenya? I'm sure either of you can jump onto the question, the goals you want to achieve, or the objectives you intend to achieve with the boys and girls of Marsabit, Kilifi, Homa Bay, Nairobi, because you'll be having the climax at Ulinzi Stadium. That's where, of course, the finals will be. Yes.
Well, first of all, they will come to Nairobi. Most of these children have never seen Nairobi. So this is already something of an eye-opener and a huge empowerment tool. They will meet others. There's always mix and mingle contacts, but in the end, it's about empowerment. It's about empowerment and also showing that the European Union is serious to reach young people, because young people are the generation that will be in the lead in the future. So we want to build good relations, and we want to make sure that also Kenya becomes a more equal country, because we know that Kenya wants to become an upper middle income country, and you can only reach that if you reduce inequalities. So far, no country in the world has achieved upper middle income without addressing inequalities. By looking at counties and trying to empower the counties, you can maybe contribute to that. And the other thing, as you mentioned, is the empowerment of girls.
I think it's also a good opportunity to tell the story about the European integration. I mean, we are doing it around the 9th of May, which is the Europe Day. And it's the Europe Day because it's the day of the so-called Schuman Declaration. Schuman was a French foreign minister. And 5 years after Second World War, France reached out and offered Germany the integration of the coal and steel industry, so the industry which produced the war, basically. And that was the foundation of the European Union. And I think this success story of now a cooperation of 27 countries has to be told also here in Kenya, because Kenya as well is a motor of the East African community, for example. So there's a lot that we can do together also with the African Union, and to use this tournament also to tell a little bit this story is a good opportunity.
I mean, it's called Schuman Day to commemorate this very courageous man who was starting to promote the idea and reach out, and it started very small and modest, and it has been a very, very big success so far and brought prosperity and peace to Europe, and we hope that one day the East African community can be the same. And so on Schuman Day, we are really celebrating where we have come. It was a very courageous step at the time. And we are still fighting, but we are fighting at the table. And we are fighting with ideas, or with a football maybe. But together, we always find a solution.
Go on, Ambassador.
No, I want also just to commend, I think, Ambassador Henriette, to have put sport at the center, because through the vehicle of sport, you can get to education very easily. And we've seen that here in places that in Kibera, the Kibera Black Star doing fantastic job, but they're bringing the youth, because everybody plays football. But I see it also in remote areas. Tegla Rupe, her foundation, she's bringing peace activity through marathon. So I think the value of sports and the impact, being social, being economical of sport, is great. And I think this initiative needs to be commended because as it has said, Europe went a long way and nowadays, we battle on the pitch, but then we go for a drink afterwards.
And remember, of course, if you're joining us, this is Sports Extravaganza. We are live here on TV 47, also live on Radio 47. You're live on TV Digital. We are live on Twitter. We are live on YouTube. We are live everywhere. And of course, I have the excellencies from, of course, Germany, France, as well as the European Union delegation in Kenya. And also on behalf of the CS for Sports, Ababu Namwamba, we have Honorable Pauline Shegu, who is the Communication Director of the Ministry of Sports. Just as we wind up, I know later on I'll love to ask you quick fire questions about the kind of food you eat, because I remember before we went on air, you were babbling and sharing what kind of food you eat, but I'll ask you the difficult questions, but they'll be easy difficult questions, of course. As we just wind up, let me just bring in Shegu. Of course, the government, I'm sure you have maybe, you mentioned when you were out of, before coming on set, is that you already had the program going on for Talanta, and you have young boys and girls who are already experiencing the out-of-country travel and exposure. How is that so far? Because, of course, it's also tied to this Europe Day Kenyan football tournament.
Thank you, Tony. Yes, Talanta Hela program kicked off last year. And as you well know, Talanta means talent. In English, Hela means money. Pesa mfukoni.
Yes.
Our good ambassador, Arnold, understands it very well. Talent and money, pesa mfukoni. He speaks more about it, a lot about Talanta Hela. And the program has been well. We started last year, and from what the European Union is doing is the same thing what we did last year as a ministry, tapping on talents. And we went down the grassroots. We are not just, I mentioned earlier, we are not reinventing the wheel. It's more or less similar of what European Union is doing. It's only that they've picked it up and not to make it go down, because we are promoting these talents. And the age bracket, 15 to 18, that is what, even where we sit at Talanta Hela program, that is the age bracket we are looking at. These talents are nurtured from at that age. And it was very successful. I'm happy to hear Homa Bay is part of the European Union Day tournament, because they were the last year's winners under the Talanta Hela. They went home with 5 million. That tells you we are putting money in their pockets. And a few months ago, all these participants, all these youngsters, all these talents, they were awarded their cash awards after participating. That's where Talanta Hela program comes in. Our work as a ministry, talent, we identify, we nurture, we develop, and we monetize the talent. That is all about Talanta Hela initiative. And it goes very well with the European Union tournament, which is coming up, and it will culminate in the finals at the Ulinzi complex. And we will work very close, because it is not far from Talanta Hela program. It's only that a few counties have been identified in this program. And I'm happy to hear our ambassadors saying that this is just the starting point. They will look into getting more counties to participate if the resources allows. And as a ministry, as a government, we will work very close, because sports bring people together. We'll work very close with the European Union to make sure this dream doesn't die. We'll help each other, we'll support each other. That is what the Cabinet Secretary has always said. Any idea coming on board to help and nurture the talents, to identify these talents and to make them grow, we will work closely with all the partners who will move with us in the same boat. For the Talanta Hela program, you saw last year we identified, and a few youngsters will be visiting Spain very soon. Spain is part of the European Union. So they'll go for a training in Spain to get to be integrated with the ones who are there, to be trained and coming back, so that others also can move to the next level. What Ambassador Henriette has said, that after this tournament, they are looking forward to grow these talents and to take them to other countries to just understand and embrace and appreciate what other countries are doing in terms of sports.
Indeed.
And especially football. So for Talanta Hela, it's not far from what they are doing. We'll work very close with the European Union to make sure these talents are grown. No talent will die from that age group to where we'll want it, because at the end of it, even us where we sit, we are looking at having very vibrant Harambee stars for the AFCON 27. So we'll get them from this pool.
And indeed, of course, I know the Ministry of Sports is working towards being the World Cup so that we can meet the Lewandowskis of Ambassador Sebastian and the Kylian Mbappes of Arnold Soré, Ambassador, and also, of course, for that. Of course, as we wind up, Ambassador Henriette, you've heard, of course, the prizes that teams are winning. I don't know, do you have any prizes, awards for the girls who emerge top? Because I understand about 2 teams from each of the counties who will be coming to the finals on the 17th of March at Ulinzi.
We will have great prizes, but it will be a surprise. But I can already tell you that we also have at least 1 flight ticket.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we have other things, but we will not do cash prizes. We will not give out cash.
Yes.
But we have sponsors and we have great prizes. You will see.
Wow. Thank you very much, Your Excellency Ambassador Henriette Geiger, who is, of course, the ambassador of the European Union delegation to Kenya. Thank you very much for making time. Your Excellency Arnold Soré, of course, the ambassador of France to Kenya, as well as His Excellency Sebastian Groth, the ambassador, of course, of Germany to Kenya, as well as CS Ababu Namwamba's Ministry of Sports representative, Honorable Pauline Shegu. Thank you very much for making time. And of course, just before we leave, we have footballs which you will win from our question of the day. And they will be signed right now. I understand we have, we'll be signing, I'm sure as we just go for the break, I'll give the excellencies the balls and the sign. Don't worry, that is part of production. So this, of course, is something very special because the balls that you're seeing here will be signed, and of course they'll be worn by you. I don't know which camera I'm watching, but I will start. 1 ball will go to here, and then of course, Your Excellency Henry Geiger, you will sign one of this as well, and Excellency. Oh, you have 2.
This is for you, Tony.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, okay. Thank you. Of course. Oh, this is nice. Loved. But of course, it will be signed by Pauline Shegu.
Yeah, that's good.
So let's start, of course. These are very special because they're signed by the excellencies by themselves. Handwritten, handmade. It's not copy-paste from computer. They'll be signed, they're there. You will be winning this. We'll keep them for you because we'll select the winners. Yeah, the winners will be, there'll be a boy, there'll be a girl, there'll be a man, and also there'll be a lady. So there'll be that as well. So thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for that. Everybody will sign. And of course, remember the Europe Day. Let me see it, I think. The Europe Day will be held, Europe Day Kenya Football Tournament kicks off on the 23rd in Marsabit, from the 23rd and 24th. Remember, Marsabit, they are coming to you. They are coming, of course, to take your talent and to scout your talent. So make time at that particular time. We remember here on TV 47 and Radio 47, we shall be telling you when and how the results are coming about and how the tournament is continuing and going on in the various counties. Remember, it's Marsabit, then Homa Bay, and then Kilifi, and then of course winds up here in the capital, Nairobi, at Ulinzi Stadium, or Ulinzi Sports Complex. So they are being signed, as you can see. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies, for making time. Yes, please.
Maybe we should say that the entry to Ulinzi is free for everybody. Yeah?
Thank you.
Free for everybody. Just bring your ID, and minors have to be accompanied by an adult. But please come, we have 9,000 seats.
9,000 seats at the Ulinzi complex. Also, Pauline Shego. You've already signed?
I've not signed.
No, we need you to sign. I need evidence. It should be go on record that all of them signed all these balls here. Remember, as you've been told by the Excellency Henrietta Geiger, that the tournament is free on the final day. That is on the 17th of, that should be on May. May. My apologies, 17th of May. That's where all the teams that will have qualified from the 4 counties will converge at Ulinzi Sports Stadium or Sports Complex. And all you need to do on that 17th of May is just come with your ID. If you're above 18, if you are minor, come with your parent so that you can enjoy that extravaganza. It will be, of course, that time, it will be live on TV 47.
Wow.
So, of course, thank you very much. As we go for this break, we thank you for watching, and thank you, Excellency. Thank you, Sore, Excellency. Thank you, Geiger, Excellency. Thank you very much, Excellency Sebastian. And thank you very much, Honorable Pauline Shegu, representing Waziri for Sports, Ababu Namwamba. Taking a short break. We'll be back to give you these footballs and everything, unless I'm leaving out anything, or there's that marker so we can give, we have to sign. That is, I've been given a beautiful ball from Germany. I know that's everyone. Talk to me nicely, I might give you these balls. And thank you so much for putting your signature on there. And also, let me not forget my very good friend. I know she didn't want to be spoken about on here, but Olivia Otieno, thank you very much for ensuring and arranging all this. Olivia Otieno, we appreciate your work you are doing at the European Union delegation to Kenya. We're taking a short break. We'll be back with the beautiful gifts. Don't go away.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na Nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus niko niwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee. Soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue. Mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you have to look at several dynamics.
From groundbreaking.
Nowadays with the tech, you can check on different websites or you check online and you can see some inspiration. So at least that one would be a direction already. I'll know like what kind of style you're going for.
To finishing touches, witness the dedication of the hard-working teams who bring these ambitious dreams to reality. The Realtor, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus nikoniwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee, soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you know, you have to look at several dynamics.
From groundbreaking,
Nowadays with the tech, you can check on different websites or you check online and you can see some inspiration. So at least that one would be a direction already. I'll know like what kind of style you're going for.
to finishing touches, witness the dedication of the hard-working teams who bring these ambitious dreams to reality. The Realtor, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus nikoniwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee, soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you know, you have to look at several dynamics.
From groundbreaking,
Nowadays with the tech, you can check on different websites or you check online and you can see some inspiration. So at least that one would be a direction already. I'll know like what kind of style you're going for.
to finishing touches, witness the dedication of the hard-working teams who bring these ambitious dreams to reality. The Realtor, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus nikoniwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee, soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you know, you have to look at several dynamics.
From groundbreaking
Now it is with
We are live. This is Sports Extravaganza. We were live, of course, and we are still live only on TV for now, and also on our social media platforms. Radio 47, I picked up that particular interview where we had the Excellencies, the ambassador of Germany to Kenya, the ambassador of France to Kenya, as well as the European Union ambassador to Kenya. They were here to speak about the Europe Day Kenya football tournament that will be taking place starting this March on the 23rd in Marsabit. And it's a 7-a-side tournament that, of course, will be played in Marsabit, Homa Bay, Kilifi, as well as culminating on the 17th of May here in Nairobi at the Ulinzi Sports Complex. Now, after our excellencies, we also have our other excellencies in the world of commentary and analysis. And I'll start with my good friend Celine Waithira. Waithira, of course, was enjoying this conversation about the Europe Day Kenya football tournament. I know you have a lot to say. You have to comment on that. Also, I'm also joined here by my good friend, Mr. Kuria himself, a big sports pundit, if you like, analyst in Kenya. Karibu sana, ndugu yangu Kuria. We are happy to see you.
Thank you.
Asante. And also, we have the big man himself, the extravaganza guy himself. He's called Dantos Sibola. Amevaa Make It Kenya. Yeye na Omanyala wako WhatsApp group moja. Hao wanapatiwa tu do waende wa represent mabrand huku na huku. So well done. Of course, starting with the lady, Celine, you've heard about that tournament. It's a good initiative, I'm sure. Naimo wameenda mashinani. Hawajafanyia Nairobi wenye sisi tumezoea.
I think it's a good thing. I think I've heard you say they are going to scout for talents. That is a good thing. That is what we need in Kenyan football. We need people to scout for talents. Because talent yenye kuko nje haiwezi isha. It's way too many. And I feel it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing to see people putting effort in Kenyan football. Yeah. And see, atuoni Nairobi vile tumezoea uko mashinani. I've heard Marsabit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing in my opinion.
That's very good. And of course, Korea, you had you've had the scouting, France, Germany. Those are big. Those are giants in soccer, and they really have channeled all the resources to this kind of tournament. This is big. I'm sure we are not seeing how big it is, but it is something big, of course, in your experience in football.
Yeah, I think I've picked a few things from their conversation. Number one, they've went for the so-called marginalized counties, Kilifi, Marsabit, and those kinds of county. That is one very good and very important thing. Then they also mentioned it will be free. So, I mean, all of us who are sports people, we can go and support these young talents. And by virtue of them coming with scouts people here, I think it's incredible, and that will definitely open up a lot of talent being showcased.
Indeed, that's true. And Dantos, you've heard they'll be expanding, and I hope they can come to Kakamega. I will be your ambassadors. I'll be your ambassador to speak on behalf of Kakamega. Next event must be happening in Kakamega or Bungoma. or somewhere in Kitale. Shamahoho. There, that's why it's about. But in initiative fiti, Dantos, is something that, of course, and it's the first time.
Yeah, I think it's a good initiative. And what I picked from the whole interview is that when you ask the guys about after the tournament, what next? Because we have seen so many politicians, they do tournament, then inaishia hapo, then tomorrow, another year, wanakuja nafanya tournament. But one thing nime pick up on yati, they will do exchange program with certain countries, which is a very good initiative. And also something that nimeona pia, it's a good thing is we are sure about the tournament, because even the person who is in charge of the sports ministry in Kenya were represented and they had their take. So it's a good thing. And nilikuwa nataka kusikia pia kama kungekuwa na one representative from FKF atuambia after under 15. Under 15 what next? Because atenda to home. Then atafuatilia hiyo talent. Maybe there tunaweza tukiana mtu kama Messi, Cristiano, ama the next ulecha atakuwa from the tournament. But all in all, it's a good tournament. Atakatuambia Kenya, such tournaments, it's good to go and watch so that kuwe na influence when it comes to social media. Tuseme this boy anafaa kwenda mahali, this one anafaa kwenda mahali. Vile Kibet alifanya. And the likes of so many under 20s wenye tumeona kisa ile tournament ilikuwa hapa last I think 2 months ago. Yeah.
And maybe to mention kitu moja, if wase wa hizi teams ziko Premier League, Kenyan Premier League wana watch these shows hizi, that is a very good platform kuenda kuangalia who can nani anaweza enda kwa academy zao at this point. So I think it's hata wao they stand to gain a lot if they go waangalie tournament kama hii.
Indeed.
Just to add on what I said, yes. Even those people who normally wako na the academies mtaani, the former players, the former international players, but currently wako na academies. This is the right time pia kwenda kuscout up a player. You never know what will happen next.
That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, if you're a coach, you're a player, you're a manager, you are former, of course, a tournament that you can start aligning yourself with so that talents don't go to waste. Now, talking about talent, right now as you speak, if I'm not wrong, at Dandora Stadium, there is a Chapadimba football tournament currently going on. And of course, we'll be able to give you the full results of the Nairobi finals that are being played there. We had 8, so there were semis, then there will be finals. Teams, of course, will represent Nairobi in the national tournament in Chapadimba. So we were able to speak to some of the officials and players who were at that event earlier today. Let's listen in to what they said at the Chapadimba in Dandora Stadium. Okay. We are waiting for that the Chapadimba Nairobi finals action at Dandora. We had an interview we conducted earlier. Can we be able to play it? Okay, as we continue with that. My director, you need to give us that particular clip. Find it and let me know. I'll be waiting. However, as we do that, let's get to the Football Kenya Federation annual general meeting that happened or did not happen or was supposed to happen. Then, in Kenya, I'm sure you'll talk about this. The AGM was meant to happen today. Yes. However, yesterday, there were 2 factions of delegates who came out. In the morning, there was one led by Nairobi City SARS CEO's Patrick O'Neill, firing and guns blazing and shooting and saying no one will be allowed. Then there was another one led by the chairman of Murang'a Seal saying, hey, we'll bring our Hussein as a delegate, whether you like it or not. Then as they were doing all this running and speaking, someone went to court in the evening, sought an order to suspend the AGM. Dirty tricks.
Sometimes when you think about whatever happens kwa FKF, it's a little bit unfortunate because if someone is not among your delegates, why would you force them to actually liwe liwalo utamweka kwa delegates? Then secondly, I think it was a journalist who went and sought the court order,
yes.
which I think now we don't have to wait for a journalist to identify mistakes within, exactly, we call you the third estate you give us the information and everything. But again, FKF should sort their house and make sure that the orders ziko hapo, and those are the kind of things that you see we are sometimes banned by FIFA because of such issues when football clubs do not adhere to the rules and regulations of particular procedures and events. So it's a bit unlucky because tulikuwa tunaenda hiyo uchaguzi and so I mean it's we really have to sort our houses in order and not wait for a journalist to actually try and make things right. Let's just follow policies, procedures and everything.
Celine, so what next? What next for this Kenyan football? I didn't see that coming. Personally, as a journalist, I didn't see someone going to stop this. I'm sure the FKF president right now, Nick Mwendwa, must be scratching his head with Barry Otieno, the CEO, about what the next step will be, because I know this hearing will be done next week, and you know how court matters can take years on end.
I was following up on the injunction of the court about the whole thing and the suspension of the annual general meeting. And to me, I think imefika level yenye tunafai tukae ngumu as Kenyans, because some things that zenye tunakubali ndio zinatu push down. And again, I don't know, the story, I've been following up the whole story of Hussein being a representative of Murang'a Seals, and then the ruling, Jana sijui kapeano, it's a temporary ruling, he's not supposed to be in the meeting, and then unapata wengine wanasema he's supposed to be in the meeting. But I feel like hizo elections, they really need to be done faster, because myself, I don't trust Nick Mwendwa. We have seen Nick Mwendwa in so many scandals, and I don't know. And if I was to be asked, I think for me, Hussein will be the best candidate for me. I think we have seen what he has been doing, and there are other names there. Kina Sam Nyamweya, he was there before, he served for one term, and then Kina Kempes also is there. I really want those elections to be done haraka, because I don't want us to go next season and then we hear the same thing in this season, that kuna players hawalipwi, kuna vitu haziendi vizuri. I want that elections to go through. Yeah.
And of course, Dantos, earlier on, I remember the Yala Member of Parliament, Hassan Omar, the former senator, took like 2 or 5 minutes to really speak tough on Nick Mwendwa. He was outrightly speaking and saying that they do not want Nick Mwendwa as the president of FKF, and at times made so many allegations about Nick Mwendwa. And when you see someone of that stature, he's speaking on behalf of some very big people.
Okay, first of all, it's so embarrassing as a country that tunaenda all through mpaka mtu a journalist atokea ende kwa koti astofishe a whole AGM. It's so embarrassing as a country, and hizo ndio vitu zinazozisha some of the young players when you come up wenye hawataki kucheza Premier League. Let me say this. First of all, wacha tuangalie, for you to represent or for you to be invited in an AGM, what are you supposed to do? And who is supposed to represent, and who are the delegates when it comes to AGM? The delegates, I think, ni representative of every team in FKF Premier League ya Kenya. Those are representative. And I'll just give you an example. I don't know why people hawataki Hussein Mohamed in that AGM. What are they hiding? Those are some of the things that you wanajiuliza. Let's say, for example, today in the studio, we were supposed to have Honorable Ababu Namwamba representing sports in this just interview that ile imemalizika, but didn't come, akatuma a representative. The same way, Murang'a Seals wameamua kutuma their own representative. It doesn't matter who is ni nani. Anaweza kuwa player, anaweza kuwa maybe a fan, bora ameenda pale amerepresent Murang'a Seals. So there's something that the Nick Mwendwa was gonna feature in that AGM that wataki watu wajue. And that's why Murang'a Seals, even if you notice, every time at a contract ikisainiwa about Kenya Premier League, ever Murang'a Seals wanatokeanga wanasema kuna shida mahali. Tunasaini ile kitu hatujui nini. Hata last time hii contract ya Azam ilikuwa na so many questions, na Murang'a Seals walitoka wakasema there's so many questions about this contract, because kuna one of their own mwenye alikuwa maybe FKF, he knows what's gonna happen, ndiye akakataa. But all in all, I think all those delegates, it's a shame. And I think it's so embarrassing as Kenyans. Those people who love football, it's so embarrassing. And that's when I put so many fans out to support our local league because there are so many corruption all over. Na sijui mbona hiyo kiti iko moto hivyo, as in hakuna mtu atakutoka kwa hiyo kiti. But I'll just agree with Celine. Let Hussein be. Kama Hussein ataamua kusimama, wacha simame. The fields, anybody can anaweza simama. Nick Mwendo, I think it's high time, hata mimi nasema tu live, it's high time Nick Mwendo aende. We need change when it comes to football. Watu wako afraid kusema. And that's when these delegates, they don't speak in one language. Others are this way, others are this way. What is so embarrassing? Even just to speak about the whole incident, it's so embarrassing. 94 delegates drawn from the top flight league, NSL division, huko ma1 zone kadhaa huku na huku, and of course in the branches as well as the county leagues. 94 of them, they are going to decide the fate of our football. In October, they're supposed to start the deliberations and the roadmap towards the elections in October. Right now, we're not even sure. Let's listen in. Yesterday we were able to, yesterday we talked to the two factions led by Korir and the other one led by the chairman of Murangasil, and this is what they said about the AKF-FJGM.
Members of the Fourth Estate, if a club is to represent someone who's not registered with the federation as an official or as a member, do they have any business wanting to be part of the AGM? I'll leave that question to you. And what we are saying as KPL clubs is that we must at all times comply to those two articles, and any club that does not comply to those two articles should not constitute a crisis for the rest of us. That is the message as Kenyan Premier League clubs, and I stand here as a representation of the 18 Kenyan Premier League clubs, saying that if you do not want to conform with what is in the Constitution, then please leave us alone.
Let Nick Mwendo, let him know that he doesn't own FKF. It is not his property. FKF is not a private property. And we are not going to allow anybody to take the right of members away. Murangasil, we have insisted we have our representative. Nobody is going to stop our representative from attending. And it is
Chairman of Murangasil, that is Robert Masharia, yesterday, that is yesterday, so that you know there is a court order. So we might put pictures and people might think it's today. Those were yesterday's. And also the clips you're seeing about the delegates, that was yesterday when they were issuing statements about the AGM that was supposed to be happening today. And you've had the two. Those were, of course, the two camps. One, Robert Mashara is with, of course, Hussein Mohammed. Then the City Stars is with the FKF chairman. Are you surprised, Joseph, to see Robert Korir speaking as if he's the FKF chairman? Because, as in, it's Nick Mwendo supposed to be have addressed yesterday to give us a way forward. Yeah,
but actually it is surprising. But again, Nick Mwendo, no, I think by now anajua he's there by virtue of being there. Jina tu. He's not giving anybody any authority. Hana authority kukaa pale. And that is why I think hana confidence hata ya kutoka address the people, to address other delegates and other members of the FKF. So that's why sidhani anaweza toka na tuambie anything at this point. I mean, Celine has said it's high time. Mm-hmm. And I think we speak for a lot of people who support football in this country. Yes. I think we speak for a lot of people who support the FKF. Yes. We need good leadership. Yeah. The likes of Kinasam Nyamoya have been there. They never brought a lot of change. But I think we need fresh blood that can see beyond the money that inatokanga FIFA. So probably that is why Hannah confidence coming out and speaking to us about anything, because even if you're not very straightforward, you tend not to face people.
And the fact that he has not announced his candidacy, it tells us a lot. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So of course, the elections are in October. I know we have several months, but also Hussein Mohammed hasn't announced his candidature as well. Yeah. I know we've had, I've had, was it who? There's somebody else. Obango.
Dennis Oliech.
Dennis Oliech, of course, we've had him on some radios speaking about his candidature. Kempes. Sam Nyamweya, former Kenya FKF president. It's a matter of wait and see now that this matter is in court. We might not have to delve on it much because we leave it for the experts or the lawyers now to work it out verbally. Now, let's get into today. I understand as we speak, the quarterfinals of the FA Cup are currently underway. And if I'm not wrong, Wolves are hosting Coventry. That's, of course, that should be a Molyneux if I'm not wrong. In the first quarterfinal of the FA Cup, we should be able to see the fixtures, set up the FA Cup fixtures. Also later on, Manchester City is playing against Newcastle. Later on, of course, this evening. So 2 quarterfinals are being played this day. Then tomorrow, the big one. So that's, of course, the FA Cup for today. The Coventry one should be a game. I'll be able to give you results. Of course, we'll give you in a 7 and 9 bulletin. Then Manchester City, the other one. On Sunday is the big one, the conglomerate of FA Cup. In fact, it should be the final of the FA Cup. Manchester United versus Liverpool. Dantos.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, tomorrow is the big day for Manchester United.
Yeah, Chelsea is also a big team.
I think Chelsea is also a big team, but wacha tuangalie the bigger team, that is Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Yes.
Selina hapa nangoja tu kuongea kwa chako. Selina unajua fan wa Liverpool. Last week tulikuwa hapa akatuambia tutachapa, which walituchapa, that is FC Leopards na Tusker, which I agree. And talking about Manchester United and Liverpool, I think it will be a very tough match. We have seen Liverpool playing last week with Manchester City, and the game ilikuwa draw, which was a very tough match and a very enjoyable game. But tomorrow, I think all our players are back, except the Butcherman is not back, but Hodgland is back, I think. And yes, we lack finishing force. And I think also Ten Hag kuna blanda nafanya ndogo ndogo zile za ajue ingie sangapi, ajue teu sangapi. And as ita kama guesswork. Because ile kitu affect sana when it comes to Manchester United is our coach ajui time ya kuingiza, ya kutoa sub, ajui time amelemewa, anafaa kutoa huyu aingize huyu. I'll give you an example, like for example vile Ferguson alikuwa coach, alikuwa anajua nikiingiza Jin-Sung Park ata change game. The beginning of the season tulikuwa tunajua hata kama tuko chini tukiingiza mtu kama McTominay ata change game na atafunga. Ikafika mahali anamuingiza kama first 11 afungi. Unapata? So I think Ten Hag kesho anafaa kufanya mambo, and tutangoja squad itoke ndio tuongele vile itakuwa. But all in all, I think kama kawaida just give it to Manchester United.
It's being Delulu.
Unataka kusema Liverpool Selina?
Definitely we know Liverpool is the better team here.
Because it's number 1 in the league.
No, we're not even number 1, we are number 2. Arsenal is number 1. But honestly, I feel like for us it's going to be a tough game. I can't say that is an easy game in as much as we did hold Man City to a draw. It was an interesting game to watch. Actually, that day saw some of the player level ups in our team. Like you see, a player like Joe Gomez, people have been throwing shades on him. He's not that good in defending, but we saw when Klopp decided to play him as an inverted mid, he came through for the team. Yeah. And then I feel like it's gonna be, we are playing good football. Allow me to gaslight my team. We are playing good football. Yes, I've seen us playing good football, but what we played last weekend was amazing. And I was asking myself, the goals that we scored, the team Sparta, 6, first leg, second leg, still the same. We got an aggregate of 11. I'm like, hizo goals ndio tungescore last weekend. Jose tungekuwa top of the table na discussion ingekuwa tofauti. But let's see tomorrow. Honestly, I'm happy to see Salah is back to scoring. Seeing the legs of Akinazobo's lie back, and actually Gravenberch is back. I saw he will be back. He will be available for the selection of tomorrow's game. And if you look at Konate got an injury, but a player like Kwanzaa, that is a kid from the academy. He's doing well. Actually, we have players from the academy. We have Connor Bradley. We have Blake, we have Kwanzaa, they're doing well. And then look at a player like Harvey Elliott. I don't know. If I start saying, let's wait for tomorrow, we are going to beat you.
This is the only captain.
I think Celine is just being diplomatic. Ataki kumwambia direct in the first start we shall beat you. But surely, let me sitakuwa neutral because judging by how Liverpool amekuwa kicheza the past few games with all those injuries, walicheza na Man City wakadraw with very many injuries, wakacheza first leg ya Europa, the second leg, and they scored a lot of goals. Manu still wanabahatisha today, they play well, tomorrow they are nowhere to be seen. So I mean, she's just being diplomatic, hataki kusema straight to the face, but I think tomorrow is a straight win for Liverpool. I don't see Manu.
But shida ni unaona hii game, this is the only cup that Manchester United have back in nayo.
Even Chelsea had one cup and they lost.
You know, but walifika final.
Yeah.
I'm talking about final. Unajua tomorrow is do or die for Manchester United.
But you're still going home.
Manchester not going home because Liverpool, I think they will concentrate more on the, what do we call it? They'll concentrate more on the league. So what a mentality, how you think when it comes to mentality?
Look, if you say that,
we focus on the league. We are on an international break, so we'll be focusing on this particular game.
There are so many days between coming back to the league.
Like in Liverpool, without penalty. That is.
This game will be fire. As you can see clearly, you're having the discussion here in studio about Manu, about Liverpool. They're actually ignoring Chelsea is playing. Muko na madharau sana.
Chelsea nacheza by the way.
Na muko na madharau sana kwa show yako. If you're just joining us, this is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. I have Dantos, I have Celine, as well as Joseph. These are my panel of experts. If you're joining us, we have a question of the day. And we have merchandise for you. So much merchandise that Nick, my producer, has kept it with himself. Nick rudisha merchandise hapa. But of course, we're asking you this. Where will the Euro 2024 be held? In this particular, we are giving away a lot of caps. We are giving away jerseys and we're giving away footballs. Where will the Euro 2024 be held? Call us in live. You know the drill. Start with this show, Sports Extravaganza. Give us your name. Where are you watching this show from? Give me the answer. The number, of course, as you can see, is below your screen there. Tupigie simu, WhatsApp us. You know how we normally do it for your chance to win this merchandise and much money more. You can also send us a WhatsApp video on WhatsApp. Take a clip of yourself with a very quiet background. Tell us your name, the name of this show, where you're watching this show from. Give me the answer and give me the reason why you need a brand new football that has been signed by the 3 excellencies. Actually, 4. Start now. 2 minutes of video, 2 minutes of video, 2 minutes of video. 20 seconds of that particular video, and you stand a chance of winning yourself lovely merchandise from the European Union delegation in Kenya. Olisikia kwa channel gani ya sports Kenya? 3 ambassadors. Now, so as we continue on this, let's also get into tunaingia huko hii inafanya kazi yes. Naambiwa kuna feedback ina muok. Let's of course check this into this. Yes, it's here. Let me read some of the feedback are coming through on this particular show. Watching Extravaganza here in Ruaraka. The show is so amazing here in Ruaraka. Nawakilisha Thomas Hamisi. Asante sana Thomas Hamisi. Mwingine anasema Euro 2024 itakuwa Germany. Jose kutoka Kinangop. Hujasema show ni gani, hujasema jina yako, hujasema sijui nini. Tuma vitu vizuri. Huyu jamaa anasema Sports Extravaganza, I'm Enoch Omari from Nairobi. I need the jersey because I want to support the youth affairs of Kenya during the Europe Day Kenya Football Tournament. Donning the superb jersey. We must support our very own Enoch Omari from Nairobi. Asante sana. Huyu anaitwa hujasema Euro 24 will be held in Germany from 14th June to 14th July. The reason I want this is because I do my small kid. I have my small kid who loves football so much. So when we go to play football, I will be wearing it because he has his own kit to play. Fred from Embakasi. Asante sana Fred. Ujama sema Euro, ujasema jina nini, umesema tu Germany, Berlin. Sasa utajuaje wewe ni nani? Extravaganza Euro 24 will be held in Germany. Ujasema jina ya show, ujasema nini. Ujama sema Eric from Kibera, Germany will host Euro 2024. Keep on sending on WhatsApp. Send us that 20-second video clip. We have one clip. Let's see that one clip.
Sports Extravaganza. This is Bridget. For today's question of the day, Germany will host the Euro 2024, which will be the 17th edition of the UEFA European Championship, with the selection having been made by the UEFA Executive Committee in Nyon on the 27th of September 2018. Thank you.
Si Bridget, tukuja tu ufanye hii show basi juu unajua kuongea sana sports. Well done, Bridget, for your feedback. Kevin Rianga watching from Kisii. Thank you for Embarambara for deleting those clips. The Euro 2024 tournament will be held in Germany. Huyu anasema hajasema jina yake. Berlin, Germany. When you tell us something on WhatsApp or wherever, start with the name of the show, your name, and of course where you're watching the show from, and give us the answer, give us a reason. Send us that 20-second clip on WhatsApp. We shall read it as well. Huyu anasema hajasema kitu kingine hapo yote, but keep on sending them. Extravaganza, huyo ni jamaa ametupatia. Huyu mwingine anasema Olivia from Nairobi amesema German ni nani? Tuambie hata jina ya show. Mwingine anasema it will be held in Germany. Ni Tunalis Mogenge from Kangemi, Gotea analysts mugani sana. Then huyu ni nani mwingine amesema hapa? Of course, Bridget ametuma hiyo clip. I always show. Asante sana. Keep on WhatsApping us and remember to send that clip to us so that we can play it for you. It will give you more chances of winning yourself merchandise courtesy of the European Union delegation in Kenya. Hey, you'll not hear the end of this. Now, let's run into the Champions League draw. Was conducted yesterday, was Friday. Yes, the Champions League draw was conducted on Friday yesterday, together with the Europa League draw. Let's start, of course, with the Champions League. Arsenal are very lucky. They were very lucky. Walipata Bayern. I wanted them to get to Real, but nsawa tu. Even ndo kulienda, and that's how things will be. So whether we like it or not, Arsenal and Man City will meet somewhere in the semi-final.
I'm happy to see Madrid facing Man City. Yeah. I've been yearning for such a game because if you look at both teams, they're teams that they play good football. So I've been waiting for such a fixture, and inaonekana itakuwa ngumu hapo. Mwenye atashinda hapo ataenda finali.
And really? No, look, this is how it is. Actually, you wanted Arsenal to get Real Madrid. We still have a chance to get Real Madrid because we are going past Bayern Munich now. And we shall also go past either Man City or Real. Now, going back to history, again, let's judge everything by history. Yeah. In 2005-2006, Arsenal met very two strong teams in the quarters and in the semis. In quarters, they met Real Madrid with the Galacticos, Ronaldo, Beckham, Figo, the Galacticos, Roberto Carlos. We beat Real Madrid by 1-0 both legs. Then they met Juventus with the likes of Trezeguet, Pavel Nedved, and they still beat Juventus. They went on to the finals. Unfortunately, they were one man down for over 76 minutes. They were beaten 2-1. Now, this is a chance to redeem themselves. Now, Bayern, at some point, Bayern wamekuwa wakituzoea. I remember there was an aggregate score which everybody is sending now, 10-2. Now, this is our chance to redeem ourselves.
It's a chance for you to win your first Champions League title.
Exactly. To win the first Champions League title, which is a very big and to redeem ourselves. The game between Real Madrid and Man City last season, I think Man City ndio walitoa Real Madrid, and they were embarrassed. They embarrassed Real Madrid by waliwathrash, I think 4-1 or 3-1 thereabout. So this is a very enticing quarterfinal. Actually, you cannot even overlook Atletico and Dortmund and PSG and Barcelona. I mean, all the matches are matches that really enticing to watch. I'm really looking forward to the 9th and the 16th when we shall go to the semi-finals.
I love the confidence.
Okay, first of all, let me just say congratulations to Arsenal for reaching that far. And how do you feel reaching there?
Thank you.
But maybe hapo inaweza kuwa mshwareli vile unasemanga. Anyway, it will be a very interesting match. I think both teams, any team ikifika quarterfinals, inaona ni kama imefika final, which the game inakuja na kuwa very tough. And the big game hapo itakuwa against vile Selena amesema Manchester City versus Real Madrid. It will be a very interesting game, and kuna chance ya Arsenal kumit Man City ama Real Madrid. History is a good thing vile umesema, but when you see football na change, football is kama 205 right, kare side tuko na kitu inaitwa VR. Inasaidia sana, you know. And that time tunasema even Arsenal walikuwa na good players, wakina Vieira, you can name Ateta pia alikuwa pale, you know, very good players. And the joke of the year itakuwa Arsenal wakifika finali ya Champions League alafu washinde. I think for me that itakuwa one of the biggest joke, but pia because it's football we shall just agree Arsenal imefika hapo.
I think for me I would say I'd rather
I supported you, remember?
I was about to support
Rudisha mkono.
Yeah.
Mimi nimekusupport kidogo.
For me, I'd rather see Arsenal win the Champions League rather than the Premier League. Like, I think Arsenal, you have seen them. They have gone to, I think, is it 6 finals of the Champions League, but still gotten out as runners-up. I think I would really want to see them win. And then if you look at the squad of Arsenal, these are young players, and we need to see them at least wamevaa medal ya Champions League. We have seen players who have been there and they have never won it. Akina Dhiri, Henry, name them. We have seen them and we have not seen them win it. And then for me, the game that I will talk about is Borussia and Atletico. I think that is a game also people really need to watch out for. I think I've seen Borussia play good football when it comes to Champions League, but when we go back to their league, they're not doing really well. But I think that will be a good game to watch. Also, PSG facing Barcelona. Wow, that's a good one. Yeah.
I was feeling this will be a very good show. We are agreeing.
Yeah, no, we are agreeing. You have quorum.
but I think PSG against Barcelona, it will be a very interesting game because both of the teams, at least I think Barcelona is number 4, number 3 on their league. PSG is struggling. Last weekend, walishindwa over the week walitoka draw. I think the real struggle sijui kama ni ile woga ya Mbappe anaenda ama nini, we don't know, but I think that vile Selena amesema that will be one of the interesting game to watch when it comes to Champions League. And then all the best to Arsenal. I think hata mimi as a fan wa Manchester United, our rivals wakifika pale tutashukuru, tutafanya nini? But Manchester ni Manchester. Sijui ni Manchester City ama ni gani.
Arsenal wanadharau Bayern. Endeleeni kudharau Bayern sana. Mnaongelea Bayern. Chezeni sana Bayern. Bayern msione anasemanga kuku imenyeshewa mkafikiria ni nini?
Unajua ni kama Tottenham miko hapo.
Ngojeni mtaona. Yes, now also let's quickly run into if we have our Europa League fixtures. And Europa League, one of the key games that I saw in Europa League was the Leverkusen versus West Ham. That will be an interesting matchup, but I'll give it, of course, to Leverkusen. That's me. Hiyo ni maoni yangu. I might be wrong, or maybe Liverpool have been given Atalanta, and I met a good friend of mine who was saying, Atalanta, tutaipitia tu juu. Celine, Atalanta is not what you just think on just because they are mid-table team in the Italian Serie A.
Yeah, you know, as seeing a team make it to the quarterfinals, it means they have not been joked in the other stages. But again, I'll beat my chest and say we are making it to the semi-finals. Tunawachapa first leg na second leg. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a very hard game. Atalanta is not a team that you can really undermine. Atalanta sio kama Manchester. And given that
okay.
Given that it's quarterfinals za Europa League. And here is in game unajua you have 2 chances to prove yourself. And Atalanta have been there They've been there not once, not twice. They've been there. They know they are the caliber of playing in the Champions League and Europa League. So they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of experience and exposure in such games. Then here West Ham na Bayer Leverkusen. West Ham walichapa the other Freiburg, I think 5-0.
Yes.
So you cannot also say, Bayer Leverkusen are playing very good football. They are 37 matches unbeaten, all competition. But it could now start draining them, and now they are going to the harder part of the season and also on the leagues that now wataanza kusikia ile pressure. Unajua ile pressure. David Moyes is not the kind of manager you'll just utampitia.
Actually, I saw they didn't have an easy win for them qualifying to the quarterfinals. The goals they scored were the last minute goals that saved them to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, because in fact they were losing. They were losing 1-0, 2-1, and then they went to win 3-2. So Bayer Leverkusen might be starting to feel the pressure. There is also the other match, AC Milan-Roma. That's another very good match. Italian giants, Roma have been there, they've won. AC Milan definitely have won Champions League, have won Europa, so another very good fixture. So Europa League pia, those are very good interesting games to watch.
Yep, indeed. Moto kabisa Europa League. Danto zenyewe nimekutoa hapo, lakini usijali sana. Sports Extravaganza here, we are live on TV47 and also on our social media platforms, TV47 KE and also TV47 News, TV47 Digital. Hapo pia you can watch us live. We are giving away footballs, we are giving away jerseys. I need my director, Nick, you need to bring me that jersey, the full kit jersey, tafadhali. I need to show it to the people who are going to win it, and also bring me the football. Nick, my producer, I need it on set as we speak right now. And now, also moving on, the English Premier League is also going on. There is but the English Premier League, I know the FA Cups have really watered down what's happening. There are some kina Maluton wanacheza leo.
Tottenham.
Yes, and all those things. So we should be able to get the fixtures. Please, tupatie the fixtures tafadhali. These are the kind of games. But the big one, of course, in here Tottenham na hiyo Fulham. That's a big one, kabisa. But what do you think about these fixtures? Burnley, Brentford, na hiyo ingine? Dantos, unajua
I think Fulham and Tottenham is one of the biggest match itafanyika this weekend. And last weekend tumeona Fulham imechapa Tottenham imechapa mtu Aston Villa. It was 4 goals. 4 goals.
Yes.
And it means that Fulham wamekuja with the big force. Hawataki kutoka hapo, wanataka kupanda mpaka number 3.
Yes.
And another team ile tunafaa tuangalie ni Luton versus Nottingham Forest, which also it's a very tough game. Luton is one of the toughest, hata kama yuko chini ni watu wanasumbua sana. Hata ukikumbuka vizuri walisumbua sana Manchester United. Nottingham Forest pia ikasumbua sana Manchester United, which Manchester United is one of the biggest club in the world, followed by Arsenal, then Liverpool. But all in all, those matches zitakuwa ngumu, but I think Tottenham will carry the day.
Yes.
The one for Luton versus Nottingham Forest, I think a draw can happen as a draw.
Mbona madharau hizi timu?
I underestimated Tottenham last weekend. I'm sorry to all Tottenham fans. I didn't remember that almost their whole squad is back. I really underestimated Tottenham. But seeing what they did, and again, Fulham, we cannot underestimate Fulham. Like, I've seen them play through the season. They are playing good game, but I think Tottenham is gonna take the day. Yeah, so I think Tottenham is gonna win that. And then the other one, Nottingham Forest, also Nottingham Forest imekuwa mhoronia England. Wanasumbua watu, but they are not collecting points.
Any points.
Yeah, but I I still believe in them. Akina Elanga hapo, wewe watu wa Manchester.
Watu wa Manchester.
Yeah, I think,
tunasaidia timu zingine ndogo ndogo.
Yeah, Elanga has been performing really well. Tangu atoke Manchester United, he's doing well, but I still think Luton is gonna take the day. Yeah.
What Celine is saying, Manchester United wana wasting players. Elanga ana perform vizuri tangu atoke Manchester. Yeah. to mention on the fixtures. Yeah. Burnley, Brentford. I feel for Burnley. I think Burnley wanaenda down. I feel coach wao, Vincent Kompany, one of the best defenders to have played in the Premier League, but I feel coaching imemkataa. So
unasema kuna tofauti ya player na coach.
Kuna tofauti ya play kucheza na kucoach. Yeah. So nafikiri hapo give Brentford, given that the way Brentford played against Arsenal last weekend, they really put pressure on the other weekend, sorry. They really put pressure on Arsenal. So I'll give Brentford. The other one, Luton, Nottingham Forest. Now I feel for Luton. Luton are scoring goals. They were scoring 3-0 against Bournemouth, but then they are also conceding a lot of goals. If only they can work on their defensive mid and their defense, I think it's one of the team that can easily not. I do not see inaweza kosa kurelegatiwa. It is a team that can, if they stop conceding goals, they might not get relegated. Fulham, Tottenham, that again, our North London rivals, I feel for them. I'd give Fulham 1-0. We
have the English Premier League standings. Yeah, I hope we can have them. Liverpool wako huko juu. No, Arsenal na Liverpool. The English Premier League standings, they're on top there. Kama tuko nazo tunaweza patiwa hizo English Premier League standings, but kama haziko tunaweza kimbia tuende kwa Spanish La Liga fixtures. There are very mouth-watering fixtures I know that are happening in the Spanish La Liga, but that's the English Premier League. Hivyo ndo kuna daga. So venye tulikuwa tumesema on top ni wawili, but najua Arsenal are bragging because they're scoring too many goals. Inatuanga mbio za sakafuni.
Ushie ukingoni.
Did you hear that?
I thought we are on the same page.
Not when it comes to Premier League.
Premier League mko kando kabisa. So those of course how the standings look like. Wacha tukimbie kwa Spanish La Liga fixtures kule Hispania, where we have some of our stars who are also in our academies. Tuangalie Spanish fixtures venye ziko leo. There are several ones today and tomorrow uko kwa Hispania. Mimi nazingoja tu, nitangoja tu zikuje. Real Madrid, Atletico, and of course the Getafe. Okay, maoni yenu, wawekezaji wanataka umpatie.
I think Atletico versus Alves. I think Atletico will carry the day.
Atletico will take it.
Atletico will carry the day. Getafe and Girona, that will be Getafe but Girona, that will be a very tough match. I think Girona vile wamekuwa perform lately, naweza wapatia 50-50, but goal I think itaingia hapo. Osasuna versus Real Madrid. These small teams zile tunaona kama Osasuna versus Real Madrid, hizo teams zinakujanga zinapiga surprise when it comes to it, because wana work 2 times harder than the best team. And hata ukiangalia vizuri Real Madrid, I think their last match hawakucheza vile watu wanafaa kuexpect, wanafaa kucheza. And I'll give it there Real Madrid, but wasipochunga Osasuna can carry the day. And then Malaga versus Granada. Those are mid-table teams. I think a draw there will do.
All right.
Yes.
Hivyo ndo kunaenda. Jose
Granada wanna drop. They are number 19, so I don't see how they will beat Mallorca, given that wako away. So on that one, I'll give Mallorca. Real Madrid, I think Real Madrid, they're also feeling pressure, kama by Leverkusen, but they are still very good. They have their squad intact, I think, besides Bellingham, who had a knock. So I'm not so sure if he'll fit in the squad today. Yeah. But I think Real Madrid will beat Osasuna. Now Girona was one of the teams that we thought will pull a Leicester this season, but again now they're starting to struggle. But they are still number 2. Yep. Getafe, I think mid-table, number 10 or something. So that one I'd probably give it a draw. Athletic Club and Alaves. Athletic Club are number 6, so I'll give them a win against Alaves, given that they are playing at home. They have very good fans.
Yeah.
The fans really push the club. Yeah, so even Real Madrid, the likes of Atletico Madrid, fear going to that stadium. So I think it's a stadium where the fans push the players. So I'd give Athletic Club a win.
We also have the standings of the Spanish La Liga. The standings of how things, and in the standings, as you can see clearly, even though Kuko Mambo, the gap. I remember Dantos one time, at the Barcelona were virtually out. But looking at how things are,
8 points.
They're still 8 points clear from Madrid, but at least tomorrow wamepanda up the table.
But Rajo, 8 points against Real Madrid. Real Madrid, one thing I know about Real Madrid, when they are top there, ni ngumu sana rudi chini. Ni ngumu sana lose points when it comes to kwanza. Ancelotti kwanza anataka hii kombe sana. And I think this is one of the cups Ancelotti anataka na Champions League. So the best Barcelona wanazafanya, maybe becoming number 2. But pia Girona hatuweza chukulia kama timu ndogo because wamekaa hapo for a very long time. So inamaanisha wana stand you pressure iko hapo. And for Real Madrid, for this league, I think Real Madrid wameshachukua. Hii imeenda, hivyo ndo nasema. Fans of Barcelona, I don't think Barcelona inaweza fika top hapo number 1. I don't think. Vile najua Spanish league, I don't think.
I also don't think Barcelona will really push ati wafikie Real Madrid. I don't see how they can get to Real Madrid. 8 points clear, Real being on top. Those are very many points. The best they can do, again, like Dantos is saying, is be just above Girona, but not get to where Real Madrid are. Real Madrid squad is still intact, besides Jude Bellingham. So I still think wako sawa sana. Atletico watamaliza tu hapo number 4 basically. So
as a Barcelona fan, I'm saying everything is possible. Anything is possible. This is football.
This very is true, but not on this league.
Not in this league. I also don't think anything is possible here.
Yeah.
That is
ni kama league English Premier League. Number 1, 2, 3, anybody can anachukua hiyo league. But hapa only number 1 can take this.
Lakini probability kubwa iko wapi?
Probability kubwa maybe iko kwa Manchester City because they are defending champions. Even tunaweza sema they know the pressure.
We shall be here. we shall be here.
Shall be in this town.
Yes.
To witness
Liverpool carry it.
Ni kama Manchester United is the English Premier League. As a fan of Manchester United, that is next to impossible. Unless sasa watu wanyang'anywa points huko juu. Ndio sasa tushinde hiyo league. Lakini at the stand hata Champions League itakuwa ngumu kuingia. As a Manchester United fan, even as same.
Now, if you're joining us, this is Sports Extravaganza. Wait, let them hear. We have I can't bend because I have so many things in my ears. I have this beautiful jersey that has been gladly given by the European Union. Iko hapa. Hii hata uende kwa Sports House gani. By the European Union delegation in Kenya, led by Her Excellency Henrietta Geiger. And it's a beautiful outfit. It is 3 because there were 3 ambassadors who came here and they have custom made this beautiful jersey for you. We want you to win this particular jersey. I'm sure hata mnaweza iona ni kana mmeanguka. And it's 2, it is 1 in 1. Hizi ni mbili hapa, nataka ushinde na kuna mpira pia ziko hapa. I have 3 balls, 4 balls. I want to give balls to women. I want to build balls to girls. I want to build balls to men. Answer this very simple question by sending a short WhatsApp clip with the answer to this question. Where will Euro 2024 be held? Ulisikia swali rahisi kama hii wapi? You know how you do it? Go on WhatsApp in a quiet place. Start with the name Extravaganza, your name, where you're watching this show from. Give me an answer. And give us a reason why you need these balls and why you need this jersey. 20 seconds on WhatsApp. Tuma, send in as many times as you can on WhatsApp, and it's not a chance of winning. You can send on our SMS line, you know it. You know our phone call number, call it as many times as you can. Ziko pale, Nick Mavindisa, Nick ako pale, anaweza chukua kusalimie. Send in as many times as you can. Go on our social media platforms, TV47, interact with us over there. You stand a chance of winning yourself this merchandise. This jersey, I'm sure it's not less than 7,000 Kenya shillings. In fact, it is 10,500. Nimekuambia na ni ukweli. In fact, convert from euros because it was the European Union that were here. Now, moving on to the German Bundesliga. Let's look at German Bundesliga fixtures. Miss Kuria tunakumiss na timu yako ya Leverkusen, but of course let's look at some of the fixtures that kina Leverkusen and Bayern will be playing, and Köln and Darmstadt and Hoffenheim and Hoden. Hizo majina zingine inakuja tu saa hii. Those are some fixtures of course today and tomorrow. German Bundesliga, they should be coming on air zikikuja of course as they prepare that. Also prepare Italian league fixtures as well. Before we take, unajua hata sijaambiwa kama tunaenda, we should be going the break in a bit. Hivyo ndo kunaenda Darmstadt.
Actually, some of the games have already started.
Yeah, and most of them are ongoing.
Yeah, and actually, like I said, that is why we don't fear Bayern. They were trailing 1-0. They just equalized, so saizi wako 1-1. Hiyo Mönchengladbach are leading 1-0. Mainz and Bochum 0-0. Union Berlin 0-0. Wolfsburg 1-0.
Oh, Wolfsburg are top 1.
Yeah, and Mallorca ilisha, so the previous one, Mallorca won 1-0.
Oh, Mallorca won the first game of the Spanish La Liga.
Yes. So that's why we don't fear Bayern. So.
Bayern are struggling in their league, but they're struggling. Let's look at the standings of the German Bundesliga. Of course, that's Sunday tomorrow. Dortmund, Eintracht Frankfurt, Leverkusen playing Freiburg. Hizo ni za Jumapili, that is tomorrow. So the standings should be coming, and Leverkusen are still on top of the German Bundesliga standings with so many points. I am very worried for Bayern. However, just the same way as the the Spanish league is the same situation that Bundesliga are in. 10 points si mingi.
Yeah, 10 points is si mingi, lakini hapo ni mingi. Kulingana na vile situation, kulingana na Leverkusen iko, I think 10 points ni mingi. And tumeona Bayern, tumeambiwa Bayern wameconcede, si ndio?
Yeah,
Bayern wameconcede ni 1-1.
Bayern this season they're really struggling. I don't know why. And one of the best striker tegemeo ya England, that is when it comes to national team, that is Harry Kane, who is scoring goals, but I think Harry Kane mmoja alitoka Tottenham because ashinde vikombe, akona kajaribu Bayern. There was a time pia tulikuwa tunamtaka as Manchester United. I don't know what happened, but on this table I think Leverkusen will just take this league because wanacheza ni kama they really need
one day. Yeah, they want. Yeah.
I think for me it's from number 3 to number 5, Stuttgart, Leipzig and Dortmund. I think when the season was starting, Leipzig was not there, and I'm glad like it has improved. And then I said it about Stuttgart. Stuttgart is just like Aston Villa. Along the ending, towards the end of the season, I see they have 53 points. I think they are gonna take their position, maybe position 5, but Stuttgart is playing good football. And then look at Dortmund. Dortmund tumeizoea kule. I think Leverkusen iliambia Dortmund, we are taking your place this season, so tulia hapo.
But I think they've started improving also.
Yeah, they've also started improving. And again, I've seen the fixture for tomorrow is Freiburg versus Leverkusen. I think that's going to be a good game to watch. And I'm really hoping there is that one team that it's going to beat Leverkusen.
And it could be Freiburg tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be them. But I think Xavi, wherever he is, he's feeling just good because this team, I even expected them to be beaten in the Europa, but they've still maintained their unbeaten run. I think it's one of the teams that's gonna win the Bundesliga this season.
Yeah, it's all for them.
Give it to Xabi Alonso. He has really turned Leverkusen around.
And that's why Liverpool wanataka.
Yeah. So and
they're eyeing him.
Yeah. And ukiangalia some of the games that wamekuwa kishinda ni bidii yao inafanya washinde. Some of the games they are trailing, but eventually they win that game. So they are wanajituma. They are players that they have players who are not giving up. They have players who know we can win this game anytime, any day. Given the points, I mean 10 points for a league like Bundesliga, those are very many points. So I don't see Bayern coming back. Unfortunately for Ken, he thought he will go there and win the cup. Alipeleka utote na muko wakiwa na Eric Dyer.
Mgonge ambassador Germany kiko hapa.
Tomorrow's game, Freiburg and Leverkusen. I feel that is the first game Leverkusen
will lose. I have a feeling.
But I think Leverkusen, if ukiangalia vile wanacheza, their match, they know how to play. Waki-win, they know what to do. Waki-lose, they know how to do. Waki-onajafunga, they know what to do. I think this is one of the teams that many teams should emulate when it comes to playing. The likes of Manchester United, unafaa copy vile Leverkusen wanacheza, because Manchester United ukiangalia vizuri, when we score, we don't know how to defend that score, that one goal. Atujui. But when you see Leverkusen wakifungwa, they know how to defend that one goal. They know how to score that one goal. Na wanajua pia kuongezea. So I think Alonso amechange a lot of mentality when it comes to player. And pia spirit ya team pia, it really matters. Those guys wanajua ni kama they have known each other for a very long time. Wanamcheza kazi zone 6 kwa pamoja. Leverkusen is one of the best teams this season when it comes to football in the world.
Sure.
Yep. If you're just joining us, we have merchandise. Left, right, center of Timbuktu here, zimejaa, surrounded by the beauty of the European Union delegation in Kenya. This is a question we're asking you, very simple, to send us a WhatsApp 20-second clip telling us where the Euro 2024 will be held. Start by saying Sports Extravaganza, your name, where you're watching this show from, give me an answer, and give me a reason why you need this beautiful jersey. Mkijisikia mtaki kutuba, mimi nitavaa ama nipelekee watu wangu huko maandashi bank ama tupe ati Nick ama tupe director, na tuwezi pale director akona mingi, nasikia akona team na distribute hizi shati. So of course, send in that 20-second clip. Give us the answer, you stand a chance. Sending as many as you can. We've seen, of course, a clip by Bridget. Zikuje kabisa, naambiwa zinakuja as many as you can. Tukitayarisha Italian Serie A fixtures, najua zinaendelea. Let me read some of the feedback on WhatsApp. I am Abel from Nairobi. I need one of the jerseys there. Euro 2024 will be held in Germany. Okay, thank you. Hatujasema Sports Extravaganza. Sasa tutajua unasema nini. Bridget, asante sana. Umejibu swali, umesema, umetuma. We appreciate you as our very loyal viewer. Bridget, wewe una support sisi sana. Unapenda kusalimia Mavindini kumesalimiwa na Bridget. Euro will be played. Na ameandika played ya PLAID. Na nito Evans Khisa. Natuangushe si watu wa Luya. Tunasoma English. Huyu anaitwa Steve Baraza, umesema uko wapi? I need the jersey to donate to a school in Kajiado called Olekimaki Primary, where the children are absolutely no playing kit because of poverty and lack of resources. Hiyo ni maoni yenu. Huyu ametuma video clip. Huyu mwingine amesema, hi, is Vincent Kariri from Kibra. I'm following Extravaganza. There are 4 counties that will lead. Ulinzi Complex, nikipata hiyo ball nitakuwa nacheza na mtoi wangu kwa uwanja juu akona talent ya kucheza mpira. Okay. All right. Ungekumheka hiyo kwa video. Kwa WhatsApp utume. Kwani unaogopa kuweka WhatsApp? You stand a chance. Mwingine anasema Amatha Mutoto.
Sema Waluya leo amerepresent.
Leo Waluya amekuwa mzuru.
Wameona ball.
Yes, we run this town. Mutoto, from watching from Westlands, Euro 2024 will be held in Germany, 14th June to 14th July. Mlipatiwa kuluna ambassador hapa, His Excellency Sebastian. Keep on sending. Huyu mwingine anasema, hi, Extravaganza, well represent Ruaraka Massive, the Euro will be held in Berlin. Mimi nahitaji hiyo jezi, maana mimi napenda kuvalia jezi ya mpira wakati nipo mazoezini, na pia mimi ni shabiki wa mpira kwa hivyo mkinipa hiyo jezi nitafurahia zaidi. Unaona hiyo vitu zote? Weka kwa clip. Utume. Italian Serie A fixtures. Zimwalk. Fixtures za Serie A najua Juventus are in action, AC Milan are in action. hii timu nyingine nitoka gani? Atalanta are also in action. Zimwalk, mbona mtaki kutupatia fixtures tamani? Alafu pia mtayarishe standings. These of course are the games that are currently happening. Some are happening, zingine zita happen kesho za huko kutoka Italy. So remember, if you're joining us in Sports Extravaganza, na Nick ndo hajaweka fixtures za Italian Serie A. Zinakuja.
Real Madrid have already scored
against Osasuna.
Yeah.
Watamaliza mtu bwana. Fix of course, hiyo ni update. Kama mna update, hata kama uko kwa mahali uko nyumbani una update, tuongeleshe show ni yako. Namba unajua penye ziko hapo. WhatsApp number tuko nayo hapo, inafaa ikuwe na run hapo. Nick, weka hiyo WhatsApp number watu waone. I think wewe unauliza swali na wiki WhatsApp number. Ni Nick imani. All right, we are live here on TV 47. Of course, siko peke yangu, niko na Dantos, niko na Celine, niko na Joseph Kuria. Hao ndio wakuu wa hii sector. The numbers you can see ndio hiyo hapo kwa screen ya WhatsApp. Tuma hiyo video as many times as you can. We must see the video for your chance to get this. Lazima niwapeleke hizi video, napeleka huko kwa hiyo delegation ya hiyo ofisi, ambassador aende aone. Si so uweke huko ujitetee. Sasa mimi nakupatia platform ujitetee na utaki, sasa nitakusaidia aje? Acha niongee kama number 1 huko status.
Namna hii.
Haya. Naambiwa kuna, and of course I know most of you we are supposed to have a DJ, but because we had guests, and these guests they need that solemn mood, not solemn, the quiet, breezy, nice one. Ile ya pale Dantos akienda diani hapo. Hapo kwa hiyo mchanga akitembea huko. That's why we apologize for today. We didn't have some kelele and music because we had very special guests around. But don't worry, we shall be blaring next week. Tutakuja na ubaya na uzuri. So keep on sending, the WhatsApp number is there. Tupatieni vitu za Italian Serie A, tuende tumalize hii shughuli. But kama aziko FKF Premier League standings ziko, because this week tulikuwa na break.
Yep.
Watu wameenda international
break.
Harambee Stars ndo hao, they'll be playing. In fact, talking about Harambee Stars, wacha sasa tuende huko kwa Harambee Stars. The naming of the Harambee Stars team that will be playing in the Four Nations tournament in Lilongwe, Malawi, starting on 18th. Hii ni kesho kutwa hii. Itakuwa inachezwa huko Lilongwe, and the teams there are Zimbabwe, Zambia, Malawi and Kenya. So kwa hii clip mtatufrizia tu kwa kila, wacha itakuja hapo kwa hiyo groups, kuna goalkeepers. Of course haiwezi kosa mtu yetu ya nyumbani, Patrick Matasi. Freeze tu hapo tuione hapo.
I saw people complaining about Brian Odhiambo. Okay, Brian Odhiambo has been there. He's the one who moved from KCB to Bandari, and he has been there. I think he got out during our game with Russia due to injury. Now people are saying he was not supposed to be in the squad because he was not fit. People think he's not fit to be in the squad, and I think this is just a provisional squad. We are waiting for the final squad, but still I expected in place of Brian Odhiambo someone like Joseph Ochuka. He also plays for Bandari. He's a good goalkeeper, but having Matasi there, I think we are in safe hands. Matasi is a good goalkeeper, but sometimes kuna kitu anatumianga. I think I've seen Matasi being this keeper that knows to arrange the team from the back. Like his ball distribution is good. I think for me, I think Matasi is a good choice there.
Matasi is a very good choice. The only thing inakuanga na Matasi, he is sometimes very overconfident. He's very confident with himself that he makes sometimes very silly mistakes. Unakuta we concede some goals that are not very good goals. But we have actually 3 keepers that are coming from the Kenyan Premier League, Matasi, Odhiambo and Munyasa, which I think it's only one keeper who's playing abroad. So I think we are confident in the goalkeeper squad. Let's see finally wale ambao wataenda kwa the final 22
defenders. Haya, unaweza wacha karibu niseme hiyo jina ya K. Unaweza wacha kufinya hiyo machine. You can see the defenders. I saw what happened. I saw somewhere on social media about Collins Sichenje. as we get into the defenders, I may change his religion. Ati sasa, unless it was a joke or niliona ama ilikuwa tu ni story mtu alikuwa ameka, wewe msikuwe na mimi muachilie hizo vitu ziende. Weka hapo, isimame hapo. Asante. Ati amechange, ametoka from ameenda amekuwa Muislamu. Nasema tu with due respect to our Muslim brothers. His selection
I think
iko solid.
I think when it comes to defense, this one is a very solid defense. Where somebody like Daniel Ayimba, one of the best, I think he plays for left back or right back, I think.
Right back.
One of the best right back we have ever produced when it comes to Harambee Stars. The first call-up, it was nice. The second call-up, Batimba kapata injury, he was not there. Very nice. And then we have Eric Ouma is out on injury.
Yeah.
And Abu Nomar, also one of the best defenders that we have in Kenya, anacheza Kenya Police. And then Joseph Okumu, also one of the best defenders. As a whole, the defense, I think, this is one of the strongest defense that we have. Anybody who will be selected to play, he will do marvelous.
I think I have a problem with Abu Domar.
Why?
I think he is a seasonal player. There is a time we see him perform and there is a time we don't see him totally. I've seen him get so many call-ups to the national team, but that shows us that he deserves to be in the team. But at times, he's there, he's not there, but he is a good player. But if you look at a player like Amos Nundi, I think Nundi has been in the selection for a while now. And he's a good defender. I think I've seen him play as a right wing and also a defender because he's good. And then I think the one for Ouma Itauma Watu, I expected him to be in the squad, but him having injury, it's part of football. But I think generally the defenders wako sawa.
Okay, just to answer Nini Celine, I think when it comes to Abu Domar, is one of the amekuwa national team for a very long time. And a little experience. Alafu pia, you know there is a difference when you're in a club and a national team. Maybe the coach is seeing, when in national team, naweza tegemea nikipata any injury, naweza muingiza na perform. I think that's when napata Harambee Stars coach anamuita. But all in all, amekuwa on and off, and is a good neighbor of mine when it comes pale mtaani. Sasa namtetea bure.
Tuko hapa na kina Muguna midfield huko.
Well, I think this one was the best part of the selection. Because look at Casey Odhiambo. God, this guy is like, he got magic in his foot.
Assistant captain.
Like, he's playing good football. And then Erambo, he's a Tusker player, I had to say that. If you have watched Erambo play, I think he's so maestro in that midfield. Like the game we played against AFC Leopard, he was the player of the match because I saw, like, I don't know, he's moving from point A to point B. He's a midfielder, but unamono defense, he's defending. And then look at Odada. I think, I don't know, this part of the midfield, I think it's so good. Odada, Muguna, but Muguna kidogo, but I think Odada being there with Akina Chris, Erambo, Casey, and Chris is so young. He's 20. I think this is talent that we need in football. And again, I'm loving this kind of selection because I think if you've been watching the Kenyan Premier League for a while now, I think we are starting to see football. There is a time we could just watch a team because in attack a point, but right now we are seeing tactics. People are playing, we are seeing good set-piece throwers, like we're seeing so much in football, but generally that mid is good. Ronnie Onyango is even there. I think
even there, Gor Mahia, So I also think a very good squad being chosen right here. And this shows that our league as well is improving. When we have so many home talent playing in the Premier League, the likes of Onyango, Muguna, Casey, playing, I think being chosen and over players playing outside there. So I think it's a very good thing. The only thing in defense we should also improve so that most of them homegrown.
This of course is a provisional squad of the national team Harambee Stars. I know Engine Firat atatupatia baadaye.
But can I add something?
Naenda break, Celine.
It's okay.
You'll
I was just to say about Austin Odhiambo. He's not in the...
Austin, that's his Austin
but
thing.
But the coach alisema to explain why. But I think Austin is one of the best, I think, player when it comes to Premier League this season.
Yeah.
Yani, hands up. Austin,
Yeah.
I think even may feel for Austin, but let's say what the coach will
carry
see.
pressure because he's the captain, but he's doing just good work.
Austin, uko na maambassador wako hapa. This is Sports Extravaganza. We are going for a very short break. After when you come back, we should be playing some of your clips, and then also we shall be announcing the winner. Then tuingie mitini. Tuonane after this break.
Baadhi ya taarifa tulizokuandalia katika upeo wa TV47. Watu 3 wafariki dunia katika mashambulizi mawili katika kaunti ya Laikipia na Samburu baada ya kuvamiwa na watu wanaokisiwa kuwa wezi wa mifugo. Mwalimu na mwanafunzi wahofiwa kufariki dunia baada ya basi walimokuwa wakisafiria kubingiria katika eneo la Patkawanin, kaunti ya Baringo. Na hii leo tunaangazia mtihani wa Ruto na Raila katika juhudi za kutafuta uungwaji mkono wa wadhifa wa mwenyekiti wa Tume ya Muungano wa Afrika mjini Addis Ababa. Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na Nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus nikoniwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee. Soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue. Mpaka nimetoa hivi.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you know, you have to look at several dynamics.
From groundbreaking.
Nowadays with the tech, you can check on different websites or you check online and you can see some inspiration. So at least that one would be a direction already. I'll know like what kind of style you're going for.
To finishing touches, witness the dedication of the hard-working teams who bring these ambitious dreams to reality. The Realtor, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m.
This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. Of course, with Joseph Kuria. I'm with Celine as well as Dantos Sibola on this great show. We're about to get out of here. However, remember, the Ministry of Sports, that's the Ministry of Creative Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, facilitated the return the return of the late Charles Kipkorir, who passed on after the marathon in Cameroon. So I understand the ministry sent one Mr. Kitilit to do the facilitation of the family to be able to get the body of the late Charles Kipkorir. The body arrived yesterday night, and the Ministry, of course, of Sports was represented by the Communications Director, Pauline Shegu, who was here earlier on for the interview. She was there yesterday night, amongst other Ministry of Sports officials, to ensure that the late Charles Kipkorir Kipsang receives befitting send-off. So we, of course, here on Sports Extravaganza, we pass our condolences to the family and friends. Yeah, so that's what's happening in the world of sports. And also, you remember the High Court has halted, suspended the FKF annual general meeting. We are following that bit as well. We'll be able to watch it later on. So tunamalizia, let me read some of the feedback as my good friend Nick, who is our director, is queuing your videos so we can see your videos and your answers so we can announce some of the winners. Watching live, huyu amesema watching live, mimi sijasema amesema watching live from Nandi County. Lakini hujasema jina yako, but your number ends with 063. Thank you very much. Huyu mwingine anasema hi, ni William from Ruaraka. Sijapenda vile huyo jamaa anaongelelea Chelsea. Huyo ni Dantos. Umesikia venye siko peke yangu. Ujue venye unaenda nyumbani. Then of course Jose kutoka Kinangop, thank you very much. Unasema Euro 2024 itakuwa Germany. Hiyo swali inaweza ninginia hapo. Those are the numbers to send your video clip telling us the answer of this question. Remember, you start with Sports Extravaganza, you go to your name, where you're watching the show from, and give me an answer, and you stand a chance. Mwingine anasema Ambisa Alfred from Game Asumbi. The Gezi, I don't know. The jersey I'll give to my home team to assist them during their training or during their training and competition. Huyo ni Ambisa.
Nakwambia leo tumekuwa represented well
across Western. Watu wa Western, thank you very much for coming through, but at least najua niko na kura za ingo mingi sana if I stand zinakam. Nick, my director, if you have those clips for our viewer, please share. We want to enjoy and choose who will win.
Sports Extravaganza. It is Evans watching live from Embakasi. To respond to the question, Euro 2024 will be held in Germany. I actually need a ball to donate to my upcoming youth at Patmos Academy, located at Madare. Just supporting youthful talents because these are the future stars we have.
Extravaganza, the show is lit. It's Andrew from Lolongo. Yeah, and the 2024 Euro will be held in Germany. Yeah, I'd love the jersey because I do play number 3 in our team. And the ball won't be bad also. Yeah, niko locked.
Sports Extravaganza, naitwa Petero kutoka Muranga, na Euro 2024 itakuwa held in Germany, na nikaweza pata ball, at least naweza furahia nikiwa nacheza na mabest wangu huko kwa field. At least unajua tuko na talent man. Sports Extravaganza, naitwa Petero kutoka Muranga, na Euro 2024 itakuwa held in Germany. Alafu kwa Randa, tafadhali naomba jezi ya Chelsea. Please, mimi ni mwana Chelsea man.
Wewe mwana Chelsea. Mwana Chelsea apewe jezi. Apewe mbili baridi ya jezi. Kwanza huyo jamaa, hiyo soundtrack, the sound effects of the Linyonyi. Hiyo ni sound effect. Wewe tuchukulie sound effect tumie kwa mapromo zetu kwa shows hapa TV47. But of course sasa some of the what Nick has, when Nick cheza watu wanaleta mingi sana hapa, wananiambia wanatuma Alex ndio anatuma yake. Huyu mwingine anaitwa Capchorwa Nick nataka niseme hiyo. Boaz Kandia ametuma yake. Zinaendelea kukuom. But of course as we wind up Sports Extravaganza, najua inafaa tuende sasa tuanze kufanya vitu za saa 1 na saa 3 news for you. Chapadimba, remember the quarter final, the semis were being played today. The finals will be played tomorrow at the newly refurbished Dandora Stadium. Mbona mwongelezi vitu dai Celine Jose? Mjasikia Dandora ama ni venye iko mtaani kwenu?
I think Dandora at least at least the ground was so busy with the football itself. Then Chapadimba itself, I think is one of the best tournaments tunakuanga nayo in the country. Wananacha so many talents. At least hapo nimeona talent ikitoka hapo. So many guys wametoka from Chapadimba to Premier League, wamebaiwa from Division 2, teams at Division 2. I think it's one of the best tournaments tunakuanga nazo, and big up to the sponsors. They're doing a very nice job.
Haya, ndio hivyo. Selina anasema hivyo sababu timu yao iko huko. I saw Queens, Masquerade Queens, Dagoretti Mixed, I think girls, Page Vision, something, wanacheza kwa semifinals za Chapadimba. Wanapiga shughuli huko. But it's of course a 2-day tournament today and tomorrow at the Dandora Stadium. So kama una plot ama anything, tomorrow be sure you'll be getting something very nice at the Chapadimba.
And just one on Dandora, I talked to one of the guys who was stayed in Dandora for a very long time, and he's a football fan. Anasema watu usiogope kuna Dandora. Dandora is safe. Usijali kama unakuja kiwanja Dandora is safe. Wataka kila kitu in order. Hivyo ndo alisema.
It will be safe. Governor alikoko mwenyewe. Watu wasikuwe na worry.
Actually, can it host the FKF games?
Yeah, it can. It can.
Actually,
it can.
I think tumengoja hiyo study
for a very long time.
We were wondering what is not happening since tuliambiwa the stadium is ready and everything. So finally, when we see games zinachezewa hapo, I think it's also a good thing for Dandora, the image of Dandora vile wase wanajua D. So I think it create another image, a different image where hamtaogopa. You can visit, you can go and enjoy football there. So yeah, I think it's a good initiative. Sponsors were Chapadimba, I think they should also kudos to them for such a good initiative.
The ones who renovated Dandora should renovate Camp Toyoyo. It's looking really bad.
No, me feel bad for City Stadium. I really feel bad for that field because the field ya kitambo sana haifai kwa ile state iko. That's the one of the field the government inafai kuchukulie serious about that field. Like in a very well place. I think you field imwachiliwa sana. Me if you ask.
If some okay, sorry to say, but our politicians as well should just stop saying things if they do not mean it.
Yeah.
They said they'll renovate it after Kadenge and put a statue there. I mean, if you don't mean something, please don't say it. Now, City Stadium has been there for the longest time. Imebaki hivyo. And it's a very good stadium, can host very good matches. And I mean, it's within the city. So I mean,
one time ilikuwa home ground ya Gor Mahia.
Yeah.
Haya. Tafadhali stadiums zijengwe, but I know the government and the county government of Nairobi as well as the national government have set aside about $1 billion shillings for the refurbishment and construction of City Stadium. We hope it will happen because also Mbaraki is being renovated. Talanta Sports City is been constructed. Kasarani is also being worked on. Nyayo is being also improved as well. Stadiums in Uasin Gishu are also undergoing. Mombasa, the same thing. So there's a lot of, so Kenya is a construction site when it comes to stadiums. As we gear towards co-hosting the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. This is Sports Extravaganza. Dantos, asante sana.
Thank you.
Celine Waithira, nashukuru for making time. And of course, Joseph Kuria as well for really making this show the best in East and Central Africa. You will not get this kind of guests whereby we deal with excellencies, then we deal with another excellencies. Olesikia wapi. But we appreciate you viewing. I know there's one message here from Najita Bridget saying hi to those on the team, Tony, Dantos, Nick, Kuria, and all the rest. Celine, Ameka hyphen, anasema always appreciated for representing the ladies. Sasa Bridget, ndo watu waseme na kukatia behind the scenes. Next Saturday saa 9 kuja TV47. I have said. I mean, nimesema. Kuja usaidie Celine kufanya show. I'll repeat. Bridget, next Saturday at 3 kuja. Aya, kulikuwa na ule fan mwingine alikuwa amevaa kofia, amesema anachezanga number 3. Hata wewe pia. Next Saturday at 3 p.m., come to TV 47, and so that you can enjoy the show. Mutatupatia uhondo kwa show. Now we answered as we wind up. Tunataka toke hapa. We are playing these clips. Sisi tukienda. Watch these particular clips, but we appreciate. God bless. Take care. Be safe.
Tony kwa Landa, Sports Extravaganza. Euro 2024 inachezewa Germany. Tony kwa Landa, nipatie ball, mimi nataka ball. Jezi ya European Union, tafutia watu wengine. Mimi sana labda nitafutie ya Arsenal. Tafadhali. Euro 2024 inachezewa Germany. Euro 2024 inachezewa Germany. Euro 2024 inachezewa Germany.